Jungkook comeback as a dance monster? This video is the proof. The moment the video surfaced, the atmosphere across global fan communities shifted instantly. No announcement, no countdown, no dramatic teaser posted by an official account. Just a simple clip spreading quietly at first, then exploding across timelines, fan pages, and reaction channels. Jungkook, dressed in all black, moving in a practice room with no stage lights, no backup dancers, and no obvious performance setting. Yet within seconds, it was clear something had changed. Something had evolved. Something powerful was unfolding right in front of everyone's eyes. This was not the Jungkook the world last saw stepping off a concert stage or smiling through a fan event. This was a Jungkook fully immersed in movement, locked into rhythm, precision, and intensity that felt almost dangerous in its control. Every step landed with purpose. Every pause spoke louder than a shout. The energy radiating from the screen was raw, disciplined, and unmistakably intentional. It wasn't just dance. It was a statement. Fans began calling it what it felt like instinctively: the return of a dance monster. The term itself is not new. Longtime followers remember when Jungkook was once introduced as BTS's Golden Magne, a performer who absorbed choreography like second nature and executed it with terrifying ease. Over the years, his image expanded. Vocalist, pop icon, global superstar. Yet somewhere along the way, the sheer ferocity of his dancing became something people admired quietly rather than feared openly. Until now, this video changed everything. There were no flashy edits, no dramatic camera angles. The focus remained stubbornly on Jungkook's body language. His shoulders rolled with tension held back rather than released. His footwork was sharp but grounded, as if he was testing the floor beneath him. His hands cut through the air with precision, stopping exactly where they needed to, never overshooting, never softening. It was restraint married to power, and that combination unsettled viewers in the best way possible. What struck people first was his presence. Even standing still, Jungkook commanded attention. The room felt smaller around him, like the walls themselves were leaning in. When the music began, he didn't rush. He waited. That pause alone told a story. A dancer confident enough to delay movement understands control on a deeper level. When he finally moved, it wasn't explosive for the sake of spectacle. It was calculated, layered, and deeply intentional. As the video circulated, fans noticed details that casual viewers might miss. The subtle shift in his center of gravity. The way his upper body remained relaxed while his lower body carried the rhythm. The contrast between fluid transitions and sudden, knife-like stops. This wasn't choreography meant to please a crowd. This was training. This was refinement. This was someone sharpening a weapon. Speculation ignited almost immediately, though no official words were spoken. Was this preparation for a solo project? A new performance concept? A future stage that would redefine expectations once again? Whatever the answer, the consensus formed quickly. Jungkook had not been idle. He had been building something quietly, patiently, away from the noise. What made the reaction even more intense was the absence of explanation. There was no caption hinting at what was coming next. No behind-the-scenes commentary. The silence amplified the impact. Fans were left to interpret the message through movement alone, and the movement spoke volumes. For many, this clip felt like a reminder of something they had almost forgotten. Jungkook is not just a singer who dances well. He is a dancer who understands music at a cellular level. His body doesn't follow the beat, it converses with it. That relationship was on full display here. The way he anticipated changes in tempo, the way his breathing aligned with the rhythm, the way his expression remained focused yet unreadable. It felt intimate, almost invasive, like watching someone rehearse in a space they didn't expect the world to see. The outfit choice, though simple, added another layer. Black beanie, loose black shirt, no accessories drawing attention away from movement. It stripped away idle glamour and left only the performer. This aesthetic wasn't accidental. It echoed practice room culture, where reputation doesn't matter and only skill survives. In that environment, Jungkook didn't just survive. He dominated. Longtime fans couldn't help but compare this energy to earlier eras. There was a familiarity in his intensity, reminiscent of days when BTS was still fighting to prove itself. But there was also something undeniably new. This Jungkook carried the confidence of someone who had already conquered the world and returned not to show off, but to refine. The hunger was different, less desperate, more dangerous. Dance professionals and enthusiasts who stumbled upon the clip offered their own reactions. Many pointed out the maturity in his movement. This wasn't about hitting counts perfectly. It was about texture, weight, and intention. His movements had density now. Each step looked like it carried history, experience, and restraint. This is often what separates good dancers from great ones. The ability to say more while doing less. The idea of Jungkook entering a new phase as a performance-focused artist began gaining traction. Not abandoning vocals, not distancing himself from music, but recentering dance as a primary language. If this clip was any indication, he wasn't interested in nostalgia. He wasn't recreating past successes. He was forging something sharper. Fans across different platforms echoed the same sentiment in different words. He looks focused. He looks dangerous. He looks ready. The word monster resurfaced again and again, not as exaggeration, but as recognition. There is something monstrous about mastery when it becomes effortless, when technique disappears behind instinct. What made the moment even more compelling was how organic it felt. There was no sense of trying to impress. No exaggerated expressions. No performative smiles. Jungkook looked inward, almost detached from the idea of an audience. That inward focus is often the mark of an artist on the brink of transformation. When attention shifts from external validation to internal alignment, the result can be explosive. Observers noted how this version of Jungkook seemed unbothered by trends. While much of the dance world leans heavily into viral moves and social media-friendly choreography, this performance felt grounded in fundamentals. Balance, control, musicality. These are the elements that last beyond algorithms and fleeting hype. As hours turned into days, the clip continued to gain momentum. Reaction videos multiplied. Slow-motion breakdowns appeared. Fans looped specific moments, dissecting hand placements, foot angles, micro-expressions. Each rewatch revealed something new, a testament to the depth of his movement. Yet despite all the noise, Jungkook remained silent. No follow-up. No clarification. That silence became part of the narrative. It suggested confidence. It suggested patience. It suggested that this was not a teaser begging for attention, but a breadcrumb dropped deliberately. The idea of a comeback began to feel inevitable. Not just any comeback, but one rooted in performance. A return that would remind the industry why Jungkook was once considered one of the most formidable performers of his generation. The clip didn't scream for attention. It whispered. And somehow that whisper echoed louder than any announcement. There is something deeply compelling about artists who allow their work to speak before they do. In an era saturated with promotion, Jungkook's approach felt almost rebellious. He didn't explain himself. He didn't contextualize. He let movement carry meaning. This restraint fueled anticipation rather than calming it. Fans didn't feel satisfied. They felt awakened. Like they had just witnessed the first crack of thunder before a storm. The sense that something bigger was coming hung heavily in the air. Those who had followed Jungkook's journey closely recognized the pattern. He has always evolved quietly. He absorbs, practices, refines, then reveals. This clip fit perfectly into that rhythm. It wasn't the destination. It was the signal. The question wasn't whether Jungkook was returning as a dance monster. The question had already answered itself through his body language. The real anticipation lay in how far he planned to take this evolution, and how the world would react when he finally stepped fully into the spotlight again. If this was only a glimpse, then what followed would not be gentle, because what the world saw in that video was not nostalgia, not rehearsal, not coincidence.